You may have noticed this at the grocery store, and tonight we are learning more about the reason we are all paying more for eggs.
KCBD News Channel 11's Patricia Perry tells us what one Lubbock farmer says and how a nationwide problem can also be affecting the prices down the street.
Whether you're buying off store shelves or farm fresh, chances are you're paying more for a breakfast and cooking staple. The average cost of a dozen eggs across the country is hitting $3.59. Right off the farm at Paisley Peach Farms, Titus and Tina Weston have raised the cost for eggs by $1 every year. Now they are selling eggs for $5 a dozen.
The local farmers, we can't do it as cheaply because we don't have our chickens in barns. We don't have lights running, 18 hours a day to force more production. We review it more of a natural source.
Titus says for organic eggs like what he sells, he's seen prices around $7.50 in stores. One reason eggs are costing more in the stores is the avian flu. Through the end of last year, it wiped out 44 million laying hens in the United States. The USDA reports egg inventories were down 29% by the end of December. Titus says what's driving their cost up is how much they're having to spend in the beginning.
And the cost of the chickens themselves. So the chickens you used to be able to buy, as baby chicks, day-old chicks for $1 or $2. I think the last one we ran was close to $4 a chick.
Yeah. On top of that, it's then costing more to feed the chickens. Titus says him and his wife are paying 25% more this year for a bag of feed that's actually 10 pounds lighter.
So it's made it to where, to sell chickens, we have to raise our prices a little bit to be able to sell the eggs and, just break even, just try to pay for the feed.
The Westons still see a high demand for eggs and even have a waiting list, so their flock has doubled over the last 6 months, but it takes time before those baby chicks can be laying hens. Patricia Perry, KCBD News Channel 11.